If you're a big swim team and you like to order a lot of gear, maybe you ought to check out Swim Outlet Team Division for these reasons. Swim teams receive a 10% discount on bulk orders. Swim teams or organizations get an 8% commission on referred sales. You'll also like their customization services, which is affordable and available at all times during the year for all team gear. With over 50,000 items in stock, you can get most anything you want. Swim Outlet Team Division. You need to try it out. You'll be glad you did.
This is the Morning Swim Show for Wednesday, January 30th, 2013. I'm your host, Jeff Cummings. Today in the Finis Monitor, we'll be joined by Stanford's Aaron Wayne. He's about to wrap up his senior year as one of the favorites to battle at the NCAAs in the sprint freestyles, and he joins us now via Skype from Palo Alto. Aaron, good to see you. How are you today?
Hey, Jeff, pretty good.
Good. So last weekend, Stanford went out to Arizona. I know we didn't have the greatest weather out here for you, but on the whole, how important was it for Stanford to beat not only Arizona State, but Arizona as well?
It wasn't really that important for us to go out there and win the dual meets. We were really looking to go out there and have some good racing, kind of rehearse the races we wanted at NCs, whether or not we were tired. But it's always great to get the win.
So with that in mind, if you were there just for the racing experience, on a personal level, how do you think you did?
I thought I did very well. I executed my races pretty well. ASU was nice to kind of get a little warm up and get some races that we don't normally get to compete in. And then at University of Arizona, we all got to hit our main events and kind of rehearse them. And I thought I did pretty well. A lot of us had some pretty great swims out there.
Yeah, 43.4 in the 100 free. Not bad for an in-season swim, I would say. So trying to break down how you felt about your swims at the Arizona meet.
The 50 free, let's first start off with the 2 medley relay. Traditionally, since I've been here, we've actually never beaten Arizona in the medley relay. Usually we swim the 400 medley. This year we got to swim the 200 medley relay, and all four of us had some pretty great swims, including our new sprint breaststroker, Andrew Seda. And came out with the win on that. We were pretty happy with it. Next, 50 freestyle. For that, the speed's not quite there yet, but at least I'm rehearsing it pretty well. And then I'm very, very happy with how my 100 free is coming along so far.
Yeah, that 43.4 I think was probably the highlight of the meet for me, at least looking from just your perspective. Would you say that everything kind of fell into place for that 100?
Yeah, I'd kind of had I got to swim the individual event, which gave me the opportunity to find out something small to fix for leading off the relay at the end, which gave me a good opportunity to fix something within the meet.
And you talked about that 200 medley relay, got the opportunity to beat Arizona. You know, 3 of those guys were on the American record-setting relay at NCAAs. Does that kind of give you guys a little boost of confidence that you guys are going to be kind of in the hunt in March?
Yeah, traditionally we at least in the past 2 years, our medley relays haven't quite been up to par. We've either been missing a breaststroker or a flyer or something, and we always have someone step up and swim a good time to get us at least into the top 5. But this year it looks like all the pieces are kind of coming together for those relays.
Well, I want to go back to December where you were at the Arena Cup, 1991 in the 50, 42.9 in the 100. Now that 100 time is going to be pretty good. I think it's about 6th in the nation. I think based on that time alone, it might get you into NCAAs, but do you plan on shaving for conference to go a little bit faster?
Probably not, but I plan on going faster at conference anyway. Traditionally, we don't really, and also this year, we don't necessarily rest a whole lot for our arena. We just kind of put on suits and try to race as fast as we can. And then Pac-12s will kind of fall in the middle of our taper, and we always usually swim faster there.
Well, before all that, you've still got a couple dual meets left. You got USC in a couple of weeks, and then that big one versus Cal on February 23rd. Now, for someone like me who's an outsider, it always seems like that Cal-Stanford dual meet is like the biggest dual meet of the year. From the perspective of someone who's been doing this now for 4 years, I mean, how does that Cal-Stanford meet rank in terms of racing for the whole season?
So basically, I mean, Cal Meet's really the last opportunity to get in some dual meet racing before you have to step up and perform at Pac-12s and NCAAs. So everyone's trying to be on top of their game, and of course, the big rivalry really helps you swim fast.
So pretty much, this is like this is kind of like, even for football, I know that the Cal-Stanford football game is pretty big. Is it really hyped up to be that way around the Stanford campus for the swim meet?
Yeah, definitely. The Cal-Stanford meet, whenever it's here at Stanford, we always have our biggest turnout for that meet. And I'm sure it's probably the same way at Cal. There's always a big turnout when we go to Cal for both sides.
Now, you were part of the Stanford team for 3 years with Skip Kinney as the head coach, and now it's transitioned to Ted Knapp, who's now the head coach and got promoted, I guess, from assistant coach. Would you say that kind of the transition has been easy because Ted's always been there, or was there a little bit of kind of uncertainty there a little bit at the start?
There's actually been a decent amount of uncertainty so far this year. Ted has kept some things that we've done throughout the year, but he's also made a lot of changes. And I think a lot of those changes also come with Scott Armstrong, our new assistant coach, which has been a great addition to the coaching staff since day one, since he's been here. Everyone on the team loves him, and we're having a great time with him. Sure. And there has been a lot of changes with our program, and so we're kind of just taking it step by step and just kind of seeing what happens.
So it sounds like some of the uncertainties are at least going in a positive direction.
Yeah, I mean, everyone is swimming fast in practice, swimming pretty fast in meets, and we're all having a pretty good time.
Well, that complex out there you guys have at Stanford, 2 long course pools, and then you have that water polo tank there. I mean, tell us how the team is kind of spread out when you guys are working out at the Avery pool.
Okay, so in the mornings, usually both the men and women's team go long course, so we're in the long course pools. Depending on when we are in the season, sometimes we'll use power racks or power towers in the diving well for the sprint groups, and also more of the mid-distance. Sometimes the distance kids get in there, and they're always happy about that. And then in the afternoons, we always our main groups are always short course swimming in Baker, and then every now and then we have the short course pool, or we even make it a 15-yard pool in Bilardi.
Well, definitely having all those options probably, at least mentally, kind of helps to kind of break up the monotony of just swimming back and forth.
Yeah, it is really nice changing from pool to pool.
Well, something that's also interesting is Stanford has a great water polo team there, and I know you played water polo in high school. Did you ever think about maybe playing water polo for a season there or two?
It's crossed my mind. I mean, I haven't. So I actually focused on water polo in high school my first 2 years there, and then after that I decided that I wanted to devote myself fully to swimming. And so I haven't really had too much practice playing water polo in the last 6 or 7 years. So it's been a little while, but I've thought about it.
Yeah, the collegiate water polo is a little bit different from high school water polo.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, they might actually kick and claw a little bit harder than they do in high school. But there is that little loophole though that maybe after this season, maybe if you want to stick around, you can get that 5th year water polo in just for a little variety.
Yeah, I'd be a good sprinter for them.
Yes, you definitely could. They would always have Aaron Wayne sprinting out to the ball. Well, speaking of sprinting, you got your last NCAAs coming up here. Last year was your first time in the individual finals of the 50 and the 100 free, and now you're kind of looked at as one of the guys who could be top 1, 2, 3 in those events. What has helped your transition from being viewed as someone who was a very reliable relay swimmer for Stanford to now being a standout in the individual events?
So my sophomore year, I swam very well in the relays, and I actually didn't make either of the finals in the 50 or the 100. And then my junior year, we had actually a lot of the sprinters graduate. The 3 sprinters that were with me on the 200 free relay when we won that all graduated, and so I was really the sprinter that everyone was looking to perform for the team, and I knew I had to step up and spent a lot of time focusing on the little things that I needed to do, and that really helped me transition into being a finals or individual final swimmer.
So it wasn't really anything physical; it was just a mental step that you had to take.
Yeah.
Well, that's a really good way of looking at it. And kind of, what do you think about the competition coming into March?
Looks like we have some pretty good racing going on. I'm actually really excited for the USC dual meet. Get to race with Ladd when we go down there, since he just came back from all the World Cup meets and has been swimming very, very fast. So I'm very excited to get to compete against him again. And then Cal, they always put on a show, so we're ready to face them and get some good racing in, and then get to face everyone again at 12s and NCs.
Yeah, well, talk about race rehearsal. No better race rehearsal than racing the fastest guy in college right now.
Yep.
So, as I said, this is your senior year. What do you plan to do? Do you plan to continue training for 2016, or have you even made any decisions about your future in the pool after NCAAs?
I'm not actually sure yet. After NCAAs, I'm pretty sure that I'm going to continue to swim through World Champ trials and hopefully make the World's team over the summer. If I do make the World's team, I'll have to reevaluate and see if I want to commit to swimming for 3 more years, try to make the Olympic team. And if I don't make the World's team, then I probably will not keep swimming, at least as competitively as I am right now.
Well, I'm sure you got something lined up career-wise, and everybody at Stanford goes on to do something really well. Any kind of out-of-the-pool career goals that you have in mind?
Not quite yet. I actually ended up switching my major at the end of my sophomore year, so I'm a little bit behind still. So I still have 2 more quarters, and I won't be done with school until March of next year.
What are you?
So I still have a little bit of time.
What are you studying now?
Biomechanical engineering.
Very interesting. Well, I'm pretty sure that's a very grueling major. I'm sure it takes up a lot of your time, but I'm sure you're like any swimmer who's a student at any major college. You're balancing the time well.
Yep. Yeah.
Well, that's good, Aaron. Thanks so much for joining us today. We look forward to seeing how your race rehearsal continues to shape up this season, and we'll see you out in NCAAs.
All right. Thank you very much, Jeff.
All right. See you later.
Bye.
All right, so that's Aaron Wayne joining us in the Finis Monitor, and that will do it for today's edition of the Morning Swim Show. We'll see you back here tomorrow. I'm Jeff Cummings. Thanks for watching.